So I want you to actually stand and just shift your weight from left to right, from foot to foot, and notice the feet. Notice the toes as they grip into the earth. Can you roll your shoulders back as you roll and shift your body weight from left to right? Just let the shoulders squeeze and pinch the scapula together. Give it a squeeze, a nice squeeze as you pull back and down. All the way back and down. Let that energy roll through the shoulders, through the scapula. Now I'm going to throw my arms back gently and squeeze the scapula together, interlock them. Can you draw the shoulders back and down? Now look up on the breath and look down. Now keep your shoulders pinching together and roll your head from right and roll your head to left. Can you keep squeezing the scapula together, pulling your hands down the hips towards the earth as though you could touch the earth. Keep rolling those scapula back. Keep rolling your head from side to side. Be aware of your energy. Now take those arms, spring them up and pull them back. All the way back as far as you can go. And then interlock those hands and lift them up overhead. And if you need to, just keep your hands out in front of you. If you have a shoulder injury, try to keep your ears together and pull back. Draw those ribs down and together. Let the breath flow with intent, with purpose. And then just let those hands just dangle, dangle, go. And then I want you to come and just roll those shoulder blades back again. Put all your weight into your left foot. Come on your right toes on the very top of the ball of your foot and push into the foot. Push in. Now bend both legs and roll into the foot. The toes lift up. I come onto my heel and I drop my body any amount. My left leg is bent, but my right leg is completely straight. And I've lifted my toes right off the earth. And I let my heel connect deep into the earth. And then bend both legs and roll the spine up. Come up onto your left toes. Bend your legs. Just push into the ball of the foot. Kind of roll it around the baby toe, the big toe. Just kind of roll the foot. Stay on those toes. Now as I bend more, I roll back to my heel. I lift my toes up and I come down as far as I can with my right leg bent and my left leg very straight. Lifting the toes to the sky, lifting my sacrum up higher as I drop down. And then bend both legs and roll the spine up. Let the shoulder blades roll back. Let them roll back. Now keeping the shoulders back and down, we're going to roll to the baby toes or lift up on the toes and then rock back to your heels, lifting your toes up. So we're going to rock to the toes, to the heels. Can you focus your eyes right in front of you? Keep them soft and about 10 inches, 10 feet in front of you. As far as you can to keep that balance. Keep those shoulders down and back. Roll up to your toes and then back to your heels. Up to your toes and back to your heels. Try to come as high up on those toes as you can. Get those ankles to really squeeze and ignite. Lift up tall on those heels, toes, and back, up and back. That's it. 2 more with breath. 1 more. And then take a deep breath in. Look up. Exhale. Bend both knees. interlock your hands behind your back, draw the shoulders together, and press all your weight into the heel of your foot, the heel. Let that breath flow long and deep. Oh. And then lift your hands up again on the breath. Open them up, stretch out, come down to your thighs. Bend your knees and let your head dangle. Shake. Just shake your head. And if you feel more comfortable, you can drop your hands to the earth or just keep your hands on your thigh. You have that choice, but can you let your head go? Can you let it dangle into the earth? Let that energy relax through the body, through the head, through the crown of your head. Take a deep breath in. Just let it dangle, let it hang. Relax, roll your spine up all the way, one disc at a time. Let the shoulders roll back. Now this time I'm going to bring my feet closer together, level with my hips. And I'm going to circle around the whole base of my feet. I'm going to roll to the back of my heels, out to the sides of my feet, clear to the right side. I want you to grip your toes and lean forward, out over the balls of your feet, over the toes, and then way back on the heels. Now, of course, you can keep your eyes open, but if you want to challenge this, close your eyes and find your energy deep within. Try to find the rolling to the baby toe, big toe, rolling out to the other baby toe, big toe. We roll through the balls of our feet, through the heels, activating the feet, the shins, the calves, letting the breath flow long and deep. Reverse that motion. Again, you can keep your eyes open if you feel you need more of a balance, but if you want to challenge that balance, close your eyes. Feel more of that energy. Feel the gripping of your toes, the release of your toes. Feel the energy rolling back to the heels. And then bend those knees again. Lift your hands up. Put all the weight into the heel of your foot, stretching those calves and that Achilles tendon into a chair pose, and let your breath flow. Look up. Interlock your hands behind you. Draw the shoulder blades together, and as you stretch your legs out, come forward through the chest. If you have to bend your knees because of a tight hamstring, bend your knees now. Let your hands come up overhead, any amount. And then let your hands just dangle, dangle, dangle. Let them go. Scoop the belly, roll the spine up all the way. One disc at a time. Let those shoulder blades roll. Let them roll. Separate your legs a little bit more. A little bit more. Let that breath flow long and deep. As you exhale, shift your weight to the right foot. Now I'm going to shift my leg to the left foot. I'm just going to shift, stretching one leg out, putting all the weight into the foot, then letting the other leg loosen up. As I shift, my hands right to left, right to left. Bend the knees, lift up on your toes, way up on your toe, way up on your toe. Shift that weight. Shift that weight. Shift it from side to side. Let that breath flow. Can you let those hands come up higher? Can you shift your energy and just let that energy roll up to the sky, up to the sky, up. And then take both hands and lift them all the way up on the breath. Open those hands, pull back. Now take just your left hand, lift it up. Right hand captures the wrist. I'm going to pull it up higher. I'm going to put all my weight into my left foot. My right leg bends. And I shift my energy to that left hip. I pull the arm up higher. and I move it clear to the right side. And open up on the breath. Drop your hands and just shake them out. Relax your head. Relax your shoulders. On the breath, lift your right hand up. Left hand comes up and captures the wrist. I'm going to pull it all the way up. Bending the left leg, shift all your weight to the right hip, right foot. Pulling up on those ribs, pulling up on the hands, stretch. Let that breath flow. And then lift up on the breath. Exhale, let your hands go. Let them dangle. Let them dangle. Now I'm going to take and lift one more time up on the breath. Exhale down, shake it out. I'm going to take my chair and I'm going to sit it in front of me. I'm going to sit on the edge of the chair, the edge. I'm going to open my legs as wide as I can with my feet facing straight ahead. I'm going to open up and round the back down. Now scoop the belly and roll the spine up. Breathe in, lift up, lift from the heart. Draw the shoulders down to the rib cage. Keep the elbows hugging your ribs as I come down. And then I roll up and come up. So you notice my elbows are facing back. Shoulders down, chest, heart lifts. And then exhale and roll. Breathe in, look up. Exhale and roll. One more time, breathe. Draw the shoulders down. Squeeze the scapula together. And exhale and roll down. Now we're going to take our hands and interlock the fingers. Push them out. I want those palms facing the screen and the fingers facing you. Push the shoulders down and draw those elbows deeper towards each other as though they could touch. We're going to come down through our thighs, pushing deep down into the hands. Then we're going to rise all the way up over the head, any amount, trying to touch the elbows to your ears, and then pull those arms back. Now as I come back, I'm going to bring the palms up to the sky, tucking my fingers right into the crook of my hips. I'm going to try to lay down into the pad of my hand. So my fingers are facing backwards like this. And I try to draw my whole palm into my thigh, stretching my forearm, feeling that stretch across the forearm. And then come up. Pull your left hand back with all that power. The whole fingers pull back as the pad of my hand reaches out. Now I'm going to come up, pushing the pad of my hand to the sky. Open the legs. Reach to the left or the right as that left hand comes over. And then I'm going to come out and circle the wrist. Just circle. Bring your left hand across the body. Right hand comes underneath. Capture and pull. Let it stretch. Draw that shoulder down and across the body. Now I'm going to stretch out just my right leg. I'm right on the edge of my chair. My left foot faces the corner. I'm going to let go of that energy and I'm going to stretch. I can hold on to the chair itself as I stretch over. I want to be right on the edge of that chair as I stretch. Lifting those ribs up to the sky. And then I come right back down over the thigh and I stretch as far over as I can. Let's do that again. On the chair, I hold. I reach out as far as I can. This foot is facing towards the mirror or down the wall. And then I come right back down and I breathe and I reach out. Now I'm going to come bending the leg. Pull the feet in together. Come down between your thighs. Let your head hang. Let it dangle. Feel your low back stretching and loosening up. And then roll the spine up, let it roll. Let the shoulder blades roll back. Let them roll. Let them roll. Let that breath flow long and deep. And then take those fingers again, interlock them. Push them down between the thighs. Let the palms, imagine they could just touch the earth. Shoulders drawing down to the ribs. On the breath, lift them up. Pull back as far as you can. Take those fingers, push your palms up like you're holding a tray of food. Keep tucking those fingers right into the groove of your hips. Lay your whole pad of your hand on your thigh and push your whole body weight into it. Elbows are close to the body. My scapula presses together, and I am stretching my forearm as far as I can get that palm to rest into my thigh. Come up slowly. Release. Put the right hand out in front of you. Capture the fingers. Pull them back as far as you can, pushing out on the pad of your hand. On the next breath, lift up. Turn your palm so it's facing the sky. Pull the fingers down to your body. Separate your legs and reach to the left. Keep pulling those ribs up and pushing out through the pad of your hand. Use your Dantian as a power source. And then release those arms. Stretch that left leg out as far as you can. Lift all the way up and over as far as you can. Hand on chair, or hand can be just coming down to the earth. You have that choice. Exhale and roll over. Try to lift the ribs the other way. All the way up. Make sure your foot is facing at the corner, at the right corner. Let's come right back up. Hand on chair for that support, or hand can just dangle down. And let's come one more time forward. And then come up, walk your feet together. Bring that right hand across, capture the arm, pull it as far to the right side as you can. Drop that shoulder. Feel the shoulder scapula opening and resting. And then breathe in, lift up. Exhale, reach right through your feet, thighs to the earth. Let your head dangle, let it go. Try to let your body sink deeper into the earth. Now you're more than welcome to sit here on the chair. If you can, I'm going to lift off that chair and stretch my legs out. If you feel comfortable, if not, stay on that chair. Stay on that chair and stretch your legs out and let yourself stretch down. So you have a choice to keep your hips on the chair, stretching your legs out, or to come up off that chair and stretch. Just let yourself hang wherever you're at. Take that deeper breath in and out. Let your head go. Shake it. Shake the shoulders. Soften your hands. Letting your spine stretch. Let your spine stretch. Then look up as high as you can. If you're not already on the chair, just walk yourself back. Make sure the chair is there. Walk back. Sit on it. Sit on it. Keep your legs as wide as you can. Open your hands and press your thighs open with your elbows. The elbows come to the inside of your thigh. And I just push my thighs back as my body draws down through those thighs and towards the earth. Make sure that you're pushing the thighs out to the back. So I really push them. I lift my toes up and I open my feet as wide as I can. And I want to move back just a little bit so that you guys can see what my feet are doing. So they lift up, they open out wide, and I push them wider out as my whole body sits right through those thighs, the whole body. Constantly pushing those thighs back with the arms. Draw the shoulders deeper to the rib cage and create a power, a nice power of energy. And then drop the left hand down, drop the right hand down, continue to move down towards the earth. Scoop that belly in deeper. And then come and slowly bring your right hand on your thigh. Left hand on your thigh. Walk those feet together. Shift your hips up and back. Just let them shift. Let that energy move from right hip to left hip as though you're walking those hips up. Let them walk. Let it walk. Now I'm going to take a deep breath in. I'm going to swing those arms up and back. Just let them swing. Let him swing. And then I'm going to come all the way up into a standing position, lifting tall. Pull back on those arms. Pull back. And then I'm going to come to the left side of the chair. I'm going to face the chair. I'm going to put my left hand on, stepping back with the right foot. I'm going to come down to my elbows on the chair and let my head draw through my arms as I press both heels deep into the earth, the right heel and the left heel. Now, if I would be more suited to have my hands straight, you can, but try to connect the heels into the earth. It is both heels. Try to keep your hips square. Now, in saying that, if you don't need the chair, just come down to the earth and let yourself rest. Down. Let that breath flow long and deep. Now I'm going to shift my weight so you can come back to the chair from the back toe to the heel. Up on the toes, back on the heel. All the way up on the toes, back on the heel. Shift your weight back and forth. So you can use the chair as your support, or you can use the floor if you feel comfortable enough coming down. And then bend both legs, bend them. As I bend, I'm going to shift onto my back toe and step up to the chair, stretching out both legs, placing my elbows on the chair or my hands on the chair, or I come to the floor. Letting my head hang into Uttanasana. Just let it go. Let it go. Try to soften your spine. And then bend your knees and roll the spine all the way up. Take a deep breath in, look up. Exhale, come down. Plant your hands back on the chairs. This time, step back with your right foot. All the way back so that the heel connects. So some of you can go further back. Some of you will come closer together. What the energy is connecting your heel to the floor. So where is that? That I can connect my heel. I can stay on my hands. I can come to my elbows. I can come down towards the earth. Whatever you feel comfortable for your body. Try to connect those heels. Now if you can shift from the big toe to heel, we're just shifting our weight. So I could be on the chair and shift that weight from toe to heel. Doesn't matter where you are as long as you feel comfortable in your body. You want to feel comfortable in your skin as you shift your weight from heel to toe, heel to toe. Be where you want to be in your body. Now bend both legs. My back foot, I come on the ball of my foot, and I'm going to shift it up, placing both hands on the chair or on the earth. Let your body rest forward. And then bend both legs and roll the spine up. Let your breath flow long and deep as you lift up. And exhale, let your hands just shake, shake, shake. I'm going to take and step forward with my left leg in front of the chair in a long lunge. I'm going to step back with my other leg. And then what I want to do is actually drop my body, my elbow onto the chair as my other hand rests on my thigh. And I'm going to keep power in my right leg. So as I sink my hips, I'm going to try to sink them below the chair and then lift up with that leg stretching out. Again, I want to sink my hips below the chair and then lift up. It's going into a long lunge. And then I go into a long pyramid pose. Choose how you would like to do this. You could be up higher, sliding down. You could have your hand constantly on your thigh as you reach out and back. You can have both hands on the chair. I want you to be comfortable wherever you're at. Or you can have both hands on the earth and lift up. And breathe. And lift up. Holding that energy. So again, the chair on the floor, or both hands on the chair. Let yourself completely go. A long pyramid pose. Now bend your back leg slightly. Step up slightly. So again, both heels connect into the earth. Take your left hand and lift it up and just twist. So my right hand is on the chair as I twist. Or my right hand can be on the earth. It's whatever you choose in your body. Try to twist. Feel this nice stretch across the hip and out the hand. Breathe. And then relax down. Step up all the way. Roll the spine up. Let your breath flow long and deep. And exhale, shake it out. Turn around. Step forward with your right foot. Step back with your left foot. Again, we're going to try to sink our hips right down below that chair, right below it. Try to lift your chest and heart up, and then stretch out your leg. Both hands can be on the chair. One hand can be on the thigh. Bend and lift up. Open the chest. Breathe. Exhale and stretch into a long pyramid pose. Breathe and bend. Look up. Exhale and stretch. Let that energy move through the body. Hold that energy. Letting both hands either on the floor, the chair, whatever you feel comfortable in your body. Bend both legs slightly. Use the chair, use your thighs, step in slightly with the back foot. We're going to stretch out both legs. We're going to take the right hand and we're going to lift it up all the way. All the way. Open and twist your body back slightly. Keep power in those legs. and then exhale down. Oh. This time I'm going to bend my back leg, bend the front leg, come to all fours. Let the belly drop, look up on the breath. Exhale and roll the spine. Breathe and look up. Exhale and roll the spine. Try to find every disc separating and stretching to the sky as I round it. Drop the chin to your chest. And then roll the spine up, taking the chair and putting it in front of you. We're going to take and bring the right leg out in front. I'm going to come down to my elbow and try to stretch this right leg, completely stretch it out. So I can be up high on the chair as I let my head drop down on top of my thigh. And I feel my right leg just stretching and dropping to the earth. Let's say I can go further. I take my right hand down on the floor. I turn my left heel inwards towards my perineum or in between my pelvic bone. And I sit down into that heel as my hands can rest on the chair or maybe to the floor or maybe out over that right leg. Let your breath flow long and deep. Feel the back widen with each breath you take. And then bring your right hand behind you. Extend your left hand out in front. Bend the front leg or keep your hands on the chair. Send your hips forward. Hands on chair straight. Let your hips really sink forward as you lift tall. If that bothers your knee, put something under that knee. Make sure you have a blanket under there for support. And then come back. Again, we're going to come forward. This time, step back with both legs. Curl your toes under. Curl them under. Come right onto your hands. Use your strength to come up to your feet. Push your body through your arms. Try to keep your hips square. And then roll the spine up. Place your left leg way in front of the chair into a deep lunge. Look up on the breath. Bend your back leg. Point your toe. Now I am not here on my kneecap. I'm leaning forward through my hips, past that kneecap, almost to my thigh. Now I'm going to stretch my left leg out, flexing my foot, coming down to my elbows on that chair. Now I can stay high like this, allowing the left leg to literally stretch out, to drop towards the earth. So if I need that support, I keep my hands and my elbows on the chair. But if I can go further, I take my right foot, I angle it in towards my perineum or my pelvic bone. I bring the right hand back for support. I sit right down into my perineum with my heel. And then I can keep my hands on the chair or I can come forward on the earth, letting my body reach over that left thigh. So it doesn't matter which position you're in, if you're high or low, as long as you're feeling the comfort of your breath. Take all that tension up in your breath. As you exhale, sink down into this pose. Let go of your neck, your shoulders. And then to come out, I'm going to take my left hand behind my hip. Right hand reaches out. And I use my fingers to lift my body up. I come right out to my elbows. I shift my hips as far forward as I can. I lift out on my hands. I look up on the breath. Look up, look up. And then I'm going to swing my left leg back. I'm going to come into child's pose, but I'm going to keep my hands tall on the chair, letting my head drop right through my arms. Now, if that bothers your shoulder, I want you to come in closer with your elbows on that chair. If it bothers your knees, I want you to keep your hips up higher, like this. Drop your left hand to the earth. Keep your right hand up any amount. Now, if you feel discomfort, you need to adjust your arm on that chair. I might have to walk out further. I might have to come in closer. But I'm going to drop my whole body through my arm pit, looking past that right armpit to the sky, keeping my hips up high. And then come up slowly. Roll all your spine and your hand. Come forward, wiggle your shoulders and your ribs. Just let it go. I'm going to take my left hand on the chair. My right hand comes down to the earth, and I let myself stretch out. Letting my whole body twist right over that left shoulder. And then roll up slowly. We're going to take both hands and just crawl your right hip down. Make sure you have your strap and your blanket. I'm going to put both legs right on top of the chair, both legs. So I scoot in, I make sure the blanket is behind my head, and I have the strap in my hands. I lay down, I rest my legs on top of the chair, and I let my head rest on the blanket. And I want to bring my ankles together and let my thighs just open up. Feel that release into your lumbar spine. And then rest your hands on the earth. If you don't need a blanket, just remove the blanket. If you feel like you'd rather just be straight on the ground. You have that choice to use the blanket or not to use the blanket for your support of your neck. Try to let go of your thighs. Keep your ankles close together and your knees open out to the side. Feel your low back resting deeper in the earth. Feel it melting downwards. Open your mouth slightly and let the jaw relax as you breathe longer, with awareness and clarity of the breath, relaxing the hips and the back. Now, if you can, I'm going to slightly bend my legs slightly so that my heels are on my mat, on the chair. And I'm going to shift both legs to the left and both legs to the right, allowing my energy to move through the pelvic ridge from my right hip bone to my left hip bone. Let yourself rock through that ridge. Now can you walk up a little higher so that the heels are on the edge of the chair, moving your weight deeper into the low back. Feel the lumbar spine rolling to the left and rolling to the right. And then release, take the belt, place it on your right foot. Lift that leg up. Plant your left foot right back on top of the chair. Let it rest. We're going to pull that right leg towards our chest. And then I'm going to circle that leg around, all the way around that hip joint. Can you let it drop all the way to the right side? Then let it roll as far across the belly as you can. And reverse that energy. Be mindful of your inner thigh and outer thigh. If it does not want to go into a big circle, take your time. Now we're going to pull that leg up and down at a diagonal. I want you to come over towards your left shoulder and down past the chair. Open your strap up wider so that you have a lot of room to let that leg shoot up and back. Hold it up. Hold it up. Take a tick-tock motion side to side. Now we're going to take this whole leg, put the belt in your right hand, and move that leg clear off to the right side. Open up your left knee so it opens out to the wall behind you. Open up your left arm and look to the left side as that right leg continues to stretch out any amount to the side. Any amount. If you want to hold your foot, you can. If you want to hold the belt, you're more than welcome to. And then shift that leg up. Slide your left heel on top of the chair. Place your right ankle over that thigh. Now I'm going to shift my hips left to right, just stretching. So I am on the hard bone of my ankle. My right ankle is over my left thigh. My left leg has slid to the very edge of that chair. And I'm going to shift my weight from right to left, allowing my hip to open up, my low back to stretch. Feel that lumbar spine melting deeper into the earth. Feel it melting. And then go ahead and release that right leg up to the sky. Plant it on the chair. Slide your left foot out with it so that the knees are on the edge of your chair, and let your whole body rest for a moment. Feel the lumbar spine melting deeper into the earth. Feel the release in the back. Then take your belt, hold on to it, take your left leg, lift it up, place the left foot on the belt. Rock the leg towards your chest, being aware that the sacrum, the tailbone, stays rooted deep into the earth. It never lifts. My behind never comes off the earth. I have that rooted down deep inside that earth. Now I'm going to take and circle the leg, and you can start small. These circles can be as small as you need to for your inner thigh, outer thigh. These circles can go as grand as you want them to go. It's your choice how far you're going to circle that leg. And reverse that circle. Hold the leg up, let it reach. Now we're going to take that leg and drop it down to the earth and at an angle towards the right shoulder. Down and at an angle over the body. Down and up. Try to be aware of the hips sinking deeper into the earth. The sacrum staying on the earth. Keeping that leg as powerful and strong as like a plank. Keep it like a plank. Keep it straight and strong. Then I'm going to hold that leg up in the air. With my left hand, I capture the belt or my foot, and I bring that leg all the way off to the side. Opening up my right arm, I look to the right. And I allow my right leg just to open out to the side, the right side. And I just relax my energy into that inner thigh. Take a deep breath in. Try to release in the exhalation. And then as I release, I'm going to slide my right heel all the way on the edge of my chair. I'm going to bring this left leg over and bring it right on top of my thigh. Now, if I need more or less support, I move that chair out more, or I bring that chair in more. It's my choice. You need to find that perfect spot for you. Then I take my hard bone of my ankle over the thigh so my foot is loose. And then I rock this energy side to side, slowly, with awareness of opening up that left hip. So I really wanted to bring enough energy on these twists to really feel that stretch across that hip. Take your time to observe your energy. Take your time to breathe long and deep as you shift your energy back and forth. Let that breath flow with purpose. And then take a deep breath in. As you release, bring the soles of your feet on the edge of the chair and let your legs open out and place your hands on the inner thigh and just wiggle your hips back and forth. Let your legs just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Take a nice deep breath in and a long exhalation out. And then come to stillness, letting your inner thighs really open up. If you want, you can push them outwards. Or you can just let your hands rest, your choice. And then bring your legs together, keeping your heels on the edge of your chair. Can you lift your tailbone up, like a tilt up, rolling up into your upper back and then rolling right through that upper back down into your low back as you tilt your tailbone down. So this is a tilt up, rolling your spine, like literally peeling it off the earth from the low back up into the mid back, and then roll back. So we're rolling up and we're rolling back. Roll it up, feel that individual discs massaging into the earth. Don't bypass any one of those discs. Roll into your low back, into your sacrum. From your sacrum, roll into your low back and into your upper back. Let it roll slowly with awareness. Now, if you have anything under your head, remove it. We're going to roll all the way up into our shoulders, all the way up into a high bridge pose. Hold that energy. Breathe. Now, as I exhale, I'm going to scoop my belly in, roll my spine. Every single disc rolls deep into the earth. Let your legs shift back and forth. Let them go. Feel that massage across the right hip, across the left hip. We're going to do that again. We're going to scoop the belly in. We're only coming up as high as my shoulder blades. That's it. Now I'm going to shift my hips to the left side. And as I roll my spine down, I'm rolling on the right side of my vertebra into that muscle called the erector spinae. And I roll into it. Oh. And then I shift my hips, or I readjust my back. I readjust my hips as I shift. Again, I'm going to roll my spine up into a high bridge, only across my shoulders. That's all I'm going. I shift my hips to the right side. As I roll down, I'm going to roll to the left side of my vertebra, massaging the muscle all the way down. Oh. And then let your hips move and shift left to right. We're going to do that again on each side. Roll the spine up, scoop the belly, come all the way up to your shoulder blades, tilt your hips to the left, scoop the belly, roll your spine, but on the right side of the vertebra. Oh, feel that release. Shift your hips, readjust your body, square it right back off with the chair. And then again on the breath, roll the spine all the way up. Shift your hips to the right side. Roll down on the left side of your vertebra through that erector spinae. And then shift that weight. Shift. Shift. And then I'm going to take both legs and I'm going to bring them clear to the right side or any side that you feel comfortable. And I'm going to lay on my side for a moment, allowing my internal organs to chill, to relax. They get really hot laying on the back like that. So let them relax. Take that deeper breath in and that longer exhalation out. Feel the comfort and the peace of this fetal position. And then when you're ready, simply put all your weight into your left hand and walk yourself up to any comfortable sitting position. Bring your legs any comfortable position. They could be the soles of your feet together, the legs out in front of you. You have that choice. Can you circle your body around your hips? Just around those hips. Let your whole body roll. Let it go. Reverse that circle. Try to let your shoulders relax. Let your spine relax. Let your head go. Shrug your shoulders from right to left. Roll those shoulders back. And then relax. Bring your hands behind you. Draw the shoulder blades together. Squeeze in the scapula. Just let it squeeze. Let that breath flow long and deep. And then as I release, I'm going to lift my hands up on the breath. As I exhale, I place my palms on top of each other on my lap. Let your breath flow with clarity and awareness of who you are at this moment, at this time. Acknowledge this moment. Let go of what was. Have faith in what will be. Live your life here and now in the present. Be respectful of who you are. Embrace who you are. Learn to love where you are at this moment in your time. Breathe in gratitude. Let it breathe through your whole body. When we are grateful for the things that we have, happiness follows. Finding gratefulness deep within yourself. Take that breath long and deep. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. Thank you, guys.